Today God has urgent news about your son that will change everything you thought you knew about him. He says if you ignore this divine revelation, you'll stay blind to your son's true spiritual nature forever, missing the real reason behind his struggles and behavior. This is not meant to frighten you, but to open your eyes to heavenly truth about your child. Even though some of what you learn might surprise you, remember that God's timing is always perfect. Believe that this message comes to you right now because you're finally ready to see your son as heaven sees him. And know that by watching this video, you are already beginning to receive divine insight about your child's soul mission. God wants you to understand the spiritual forces affecting your son right now. This isn't just about hearing information. It's about receiving divine wisdom about your son's soul purpose before midnight, when the spiritual window for this revelation closes. This message acts as a holy key unlocking the truth about your son's real identity and calling. The next few minutes will give you understanding that explains his behavior, his struggles, and his hidden gifts that you've sensed but couldn't name. Your son's spiritual mission is being revealed through this divine message, and the angels are ready to show you why he acts the way he does and what his soul came here to accomplish during these important times on earth. This life-changing revelation about your son is one of many God wants to share with worried parents. Subscribe now and turn on all notifications to receive these divine insights about your family before confusion takes over. Your understanding as a parent depends on staying connected to heavenly guidance. Like this video now as your spiritual agreement that you're ready to see the complete truth about your son's divine nature and purpose. You've been so worried about your son lately, losing sleep over his choices and behavior. You've always loved him deeply and kept praying even when things looked hopeless. Your parental heart shows your true devotion, and it has caught the attention of heaven itself. You felt strange feelings about him recently and trusted your gut instincts as a mother or father. Your ability to sense that something deeper was happening with your son, even when others couldn't see it, has made you someone God watches over with special care. You've been silently carrying the weight of concern, but heaven has been tracking your son's spiritual journey all along. Because of your pure parental love, God Himself has chosen to reveal your son's truth to you. He has seen how you never gave up on your child, even during the hardest times, and how your love stayed strong despite his difficult behavior. He is deeply moved by your dedication as a parent. He wants to step in personally to show you what's really happening with your son now. Guided by divine compassion and seeing how much you need this understanding, God is ready to expose your son's true spiritual identity today. This revelation comes from the highest level of heavenly love for both you and your child. A spiritual truth far more amazing than you could imagine is being revealed about your son today. Your child is not the problem you thought he was. He's actually a specially chosen soul carrying spiritual gifts that negative forces have been trying to block since he was small. His difficult behaviors, mood swings, and rebellion are actually signs of spiritual sensitivity, fighting against dark influences targeting young light workers. These negative entities attack gifted children because they fear how powerful these souls will become when they fully awaken to their mission. Your son's soul chose you as his parent because you have the spiritual strength to help him through this awakening process. This divine exposure shows you that his struggles come from carrying spiritual abilities he doesn't yet understand how to use. God's revelation creates an unbreakable shield of understanding around your family that these dark forces cannot penetrate. It wraps holy protective truth around your son's real purpose, helping you see past his surface behavior to the beautiful soul mission underneath. This is why you've always felt he was different. Your parental instincts were picking up on his spiritual calling. God's revelations about spiritually gifted children must reach other worried parents immediately. Share this divine message with at least 3 parents who are struggling to understand their sons. Each parent who misses this revelation stays confused about their child's true spiritual nature and the battles happening around them. Your share could be the heavenly intervention a desperate mother or father has been praying for without knowing it. By sharing, you become God's messenger, helping deliver divine understanding to families who need spiritual clarity about their children. By receiving this divine message fully before midnight, you connect to the heavenly understanding flowing down to you right now. God's wisdom enters your parental heart, giving you supernatural insight into your son's soul mission and the challenges he faces. You'll likely dream about your son differently tonight, seeing visions of his spiritual gifts and future purpose that your physical eyes couldn't see before. Your intuition about him will become crystal clear as guardian angels whisper the truth about his divine calling directly to your spirit. Think of this as spiritual glasses being placed over your parental vision, allowing you to see past his earthly struggles to the light warrior soul underneath. Your relationship with your son will begin transforming immediately as this understanding settles into your heart. This divine revelation arrives at exactly the right moment, as your son desperately needs a parent who finally sees and understands his true spiritual nature during this critical time in his development. God has seen your son's incredible spiritual potential and special mission for these times. He knows your son is at the most important turning point in his spiritual awakening journey. He wants you to understand the truth so you can properly support your child's divine purpose instead of fighting against it. Your son's soul specifically chose you as his parent because your heart could handle this revelation and your love could guide him through his spiritual battles. This divine exposure shows how much your son's light work matters in God's plan for humanity. The fact that heaven itself steps in to reveal this truth means your son's mission is more critical than you ever imagined. Your role as his spiritually aware parent becomes essential for helping him overcome the forces trying to keep his gifts hidden and his purpose blocked out. As God's revelation flows into your understanding, consider sending energy back through a super thanks of $5, $10, or $20. Look for the thanks button appearing now. This exchange of spiritual energy strengthens the divine protection around your son and helps extend these crucial revelations to other parents whose children carry similar spiritual gifts but remain misunderstood. As you accept this divine truth about your son, think about the strange things you've noticed about him over the years. Remember the times he seemed to know things he shouldn't know, or when he talked about seeing things others couldn't see. Think about moments when electronics acted weird around him, or when animals were drawn to him in unusual ways. This revelation explains all those experiences. They were signs of his spiritual gifts trying to emerge. Your worries about him being different were actually your parental instincts recognizing his special calling. Something has been happening in his spiritual development that you sensed but couldn't name until now. If you haven't subscribed yet, do so now to continue receiving divine revelations about your family's spiritual journey. God notices parents who accept the truth about their spiritually gifted children. Then tell us what divine insight you need. Next, by commenting "Protect" for spiritual protection over your son, gifts to understand his specific spiritual abilities, or guide to receive parental wisdom for raising a spiritually gifted child. Imagine tonight as you check on your sleeping son, feeling God's presence in his room with you. As you look at his peaceful face, see a beautiful golden light beginning to glow softly around his entire body. Feel a warm sensation spreading through your chest as this divine understanding settles into your parental heart. Your love for your son becomes even stronger as you finally see his true spiritual nature shining through. Notice how your breathing becomes deeper and more peaceful as this sacred knowledge fills your mind. Every breath you take pulls in more divine wisdom about your child, while every exhale releases the worry and confusion you've carried for so long. This revelation feels like a gentle warmth spreading through your entire being, connecting your parental love directly to heaven's love for your son. Some parents report feeling tingling in their hands or sudden peace in their hearts as this divine understanding activates. These sensations confirm you're truly receiving God's truth about your child. This divine revelation also transforms your entire relationship with your son in ways you never expected. It creates a spiritual bridge between your hearts that allows deeper communication and understanding. It activates your parental intuition to guide him through his spiritual challenges with wisdom instead of worry. Whether you need help supporting his emotional healing, want to understand his unique gifts better, or need guidance on protecting him from negative influences, this heavenly insight gives you everything necessary to become the spiritually aware parent your son desperately needs. In the coming days, you'll notice improved conversations, less conflict, and a stronger bond as he feels truly seen and understood for who he really is at soul level. So as you go through the rest of your day, understand this is more than just information about your son. It's divine intervention arriving at exactly the right moment in both your journeys as parent and child. This revelation confirms that when you pray for understanding about your children, heaven always responds with truth. Welcome this spiritual insight with an open heart and trust in God's perfect timing. As this understanding grows within you, your ability to support your son's mission will naturally expand. This moment proves you have a sacred role in helping your spiritually gifted child fulfill his divine purpose. During these important times on earth, your love has been the key that unlocked heaven's willingness to reveal these truths. This urgent revelation from God about your son cannot wait another day, especially now when spiritual attacks against gifted children are at their strongest. The understanding being offered creates permanent change in how you see and support your child that negative forces cannot reverse. Complete awareness of this divine message activates the highest level of parental spiritual insight before the midnight deadline when this particular revelation window closes for your family. Heaven has been waiting for this exact moment to expose your son's true calling. Understanding your son's spiritual truth means experiencing family peace for the first time in years. Many parents report their relationships with their sons completely transformed within days of receiving their divine revelations. Better communication, less arguing, and deeper mutual respect. This heavenly insight breaks cycles of misunderstanding and frustration that may have been damaging your family bonds without you realizing it. The change is often so dramatic that other family members and friends immediately notice the improved harmony and connection between you and your son. The divine light of God's revelation about your son stays with families who accept it, creating blessings that extend through generations and open pathways for continued spiritual guidance. This sacred understanding makes your family recognizable to others spiritually aware parents and creates lasting bonds within communities of awakened families. Supporting gifted children. Thousands of parents have strengthened their divine connection through energy exchanges of $5, $10, $20, or more. Your contribution joins theirs in supporting God's Revelation Network for families worldwide. Every gift amplifies this divine understanding and ensures these critical messages continue reaching confused and worried parents whose spiritually gifted children need proper recognition and support. You become part of a growing movement of enlightened parents raising the next generation of light workers. God is watching which parents accept the truth about their spiritually gifted sons. Don't leave your family in spiritual confusion any longer. Subscribe, share, and stay connected to the divine revelations that will guide your parenting journey through these prophetic times. Blessings await those who embrace heavenly truth.